YouTube. I was on the Aria Pro, I think it was, fan club yesterday, and someone had made a double neck ZZ, Aria ZZ bass and guitar, which is in the bag there. It's kind of sort of like an Explorer, kind of like that Westone sort of shape. And that kind of reminded me, it's like, that's right, I made one based on an Ibanez Destroyer. This is my Destroyer X series, which has kind of got an extra chunk out it. So I made this here double neck bass and guitar. Actually, I was doing some adjustments on it, and it's like 2010 I made this. I remember it took bloody ages to sand it all because it's very organic-y looking. So I posted it in a reply going, I made one very similar to that. And I thought, sod it, I'll stick it on ugly guitars. And I get so many comments that I thought maybe I should look it out, maybe try and do something with it. So I looked it out and I'm doing something with it. I think I might take it into the studio just for a laugh. I can't really think of any situation where you can play the bass and the guitar in one band. It seems a bit ridiculous, but anyway. So this, I'm just going to go a wee bit from memory here. Well, it was a Washburn bass. It was a Washburn, I think it was called an Access bass. So it's got a Washburn tuner and neck and bridge and pickups. The bass, the guitar was, the neck is from a Yamaha. I was going to say it might have been a Pacifica, but actually looking at it, I don't think Pacifica's got a scarf joint, so I think it might be an RGX or something like that. I reshaped the shape of the head to make them both sort of match, and I've stuck a veneer on the top as well to make them both wood colour, which is pretty cool. I've not actually got down to putting my name on the headstock yet, which I probably should. But it's just more a point that all the people commenting on it in ugly guitars, and it's like, some folk obviously saying it's ugly because that's the name of the site, but a lot of people were saying that's really cool, and it's like, actually it is really cool. So it's a solid ash body. I'm not really going to see it, but I haven't got round to making a cover for that there, but it's quite ergonomic-y looking, and as you can see there, it's made out of strips because it's made out of an ash kitchen worktop. I was in B&Q one time and they were chucking out, I noticed that it was an old display where they had all the different types of worktop sitting, and they were taking it to bits, and I was like, sorry, can I have those bits of kitchen worktops? Yeah, please take them. So I ended up getting an ash one and a beech one and a few other ones, and it was basically big enough to make a double neck, not big enough for two guitar, but big enough for a double neck. I think I've still got another couple of them left. It's an absolute pig to work with though. It's really solid. So it's solid ash, but it's obviously it's chunks steam glued together, and it's super strong because one of the offcuts I drove over it in my Land Rover to see how much weight it would take, and it took it, and it was only that size. So I mean it's mega strong. You could put this between two bricks and jump up and down on it. I think I wouldn't, but it's certainly strong enough. What else? Yeah, one of the reasons I actually looked at it, apart from the fact it was getting all that attention yesterday, was I was looking for a pickup which I got a couple of years ago, and I was never sure what kind of pickup it was, but I kind of always thought it was an expensive one because it came in a sort of homemade guitar that I bought that had a Charvel neck and a Schaller Freud Rose on it, and Grover and Gotoh tuners. So I mean the hardware on it was all expensive apart from this pickup, which I wasn't sure about. So I'd imagine if you're going to put like a £150 bridge on it and £50 tuners and a £150 neck, the pickup's going to be amazing as well. So I was looking for it to put in that, so I want to try and play gigs with that guitar. It's just that pickup, although it's the MMK45, it is the original one. It does have a, let's say, a unique sound. It's not really what I'm after, so I was trying to find it. I just couldn't find it anywhere, and then I was thinking what I did with it, and it's like I'd put it in this. It's like, so to try it out, and it sounds really flipping good. So as you can see, what my aim here was to get the two headstocks to line up, so one of them is offset, but you can actually get at the bass. The bass is actually quite comfortable to play, and so is the guitar. And if you're sitting down, you see it kind of sits in between your legs. I'm not going to sit down because you won't see me if I do, but it sits rather well between the legs. It's very comfortable to play. The only major downside, it's not even that heavy. I mean, it's heavy, but it's not absolute a nightmare heavy, and it balances like that. It balances really well. The downside is where the strap goes, there's not really any other way around it. So I mean, you can get up to the top of the neck on the guitar, no problem at all, and you can get up to there on the bass, no problem at all. But now you can see my hands hitting the strap. So if you want to go higher than that, you have to come out and then back in again, and then you can get right up to the well, you can get right up the top of the neck. You know, so when if you're basically going from the 12th up, you want to be coming in from the back. Yeah, the wiring I never really worked out exactly the best way of doing it. What I've got it doing just now is so it's a 5-way switch. This rotary gives you different configurations of these pickups. So I think the one I'm in just now is the 2 of these in series, and then you've got it's tightened up a wee bit actually. The chicken head knob's going to fall off, and then I think you'll have one of them in its own, the other one in its own, and then the 2 of them out of phase. That's what I would have put in, I think. And I think this switch here turns off the bass neck, just because it was getting in the way when you're playing the guitar. You keep hitting it, it makes a noise. Although I need to have to be fair, I need to have a proper look at it. It's only got one output, and the 5-way switch goes neck and bridge and bass. So you can get the 2 of them on at the same time. I wanted that to be a possibility. Not that I don't know how much use it really is. Maybe the compressor was out there. You see, you can hear the guitar ring, doesn't it? You can see there, obviously there would be some use in having, wow, that compressor's noisy. Yeah, there would be some use in having like a separate output for the bass, because the bass plugged into the distortion channel on the amp isn't ideal. So you kind of get up to sort of when you're playing about the 12th, 14th. Without interfering with the strap. Obviously if you've got this sitting when you're not using the strap, you can get right up. You can maybe just do that on stage actually. You could balance it on your leg. If I put it in that leg, can I get it even higher? There you go, you can stick it on that leg like that, and then you can get right up. Gives you an excuse to hold it like that, I suppose. But the guitar actually sounds pretty damn good. The neck pickup's an Ibanez V1. Yeah, so that's that. So that's already we've been talking 10 minutes. I'm going to do a Black Sabbath song with it. I've been playing around with, but it might take me a few goes to get all the way through. It's quite difficult to sort of work your way through the two instruments, I suppose you'd call them. Yeah. So I've decided that this is, after all those comments, it's so cool. It really is. I mean, I know it was me that invented it, but the other thing was him. What was I going to say? It's called the Super Star Destroyer, like from Star Wars, because I've got my guitar's an Ibanez Destroyer, right? And they called it the Star Destroyer because it was sort of star shaped. Because I suppose if you look at that, it's got an extra cut in it. It's like an Explorer with an extra cut in there like that, which is what I drew around here. Yeah. So that bit's correct. So I figured it's a Star Destroyer, and then obviously it's twice the size, so it's a Super Star Destroyer. This is actually Mark II. I built one. It was neon green. If you go back, probably must be 10 years. If it was 10 years ago, I built this. I built one, painted it green, at 2 single coils and a P-bass pickup in it. But I just used I can't remember. I think it was a Squire. It was an Encore neck. Can't remember. Whatever it was. It wasn't high end, but it totally worked, and I was like, "You're right." And it annoyed me the fact that it's single coils. I wanted to do one with humbuckers in it, and it wasn't quite as refined as this. It was a bit lumpier, and I think this neck junction just kind of did that, so you couldn't get above there on the bass, which I hadn't really considered. That it's not that useful, being able to get up that high, really. You can't push if you really want to, unless you're coming over the top like that, maybe. But it's remarkably easy to play and remarkably easy to stand with, and I've had a few double necks. I had a shot of a few double necks. I had a Gibson copy one, like a Chender, the 12-string and 6-string thing, and it was an absolute beast. I mean, I think it was probably, might have weighed less than this, but it was an absolute bit. You're constantly trying to fight with it, trying to hold the thing up, and it was really awkward. This thing just falls naturally, and if you just ignore the bass, you can play the guitar like a normal guitar. It's just got this extra bit, which I think maybe when you're playing it unplugged, it gives it more resonance somehow. Sounds really good unplugged. I think basically what I would want to use with this would be like an A/B switch. I do actually have one, so I could set it up to play, I'd have the distortion sound for the guitar, and then the bass would be going through either the clean sound or into another amp. The bass doesn't seem as loud as the guitar. It's significantly quieter, so I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure if that bass had a bit of an active circuit in it or something, but then again, who else is plugging a guitar and a bass into the same amp at the same time? Do you know what I mean? The other sound's a little thinner. Rock and roll, 14 minutes of me just talking pish. So, if you want one of these, then you've got no chance, because it took fucking ages to build, and I'd have to charge so much money for building it. It took me, I was going to say weeks, but probably a week of just sanding the bastard to make it work. And this stuff's an absolute bitch to work with. It's a much easier way of just buying nice wood to work with. I always feel that with the idea of making guitars out of kitchen worktops. They work totally fine, they're great, but they're not. It's not easy to use wood because it's full of something to make it pure solid, and So it's very strong, but it's also a bitch to sand and a bitch to cut. You break jigsaw blades and all that. So now I've got this up and running. I saw one of the necks from the triple neck in the garage earlier on when I was looking for parts, and it's like I think I might have to rebuild the triple neck just because I've got one. And now I've actually, the triple neck, the reason I didn't like it was because I'd put a fretless base neck in the middle. I don't like fretless necks. Now I've got, like about 3 years ago, I got a neck for it that wasn't fretless, so I've got a proper neck for it. I originally had, the top neck was a Nashville tuned guitar, and the bottom neck was just a regular guitar. I don't think it's got any necks on it just now at all, actually. Obviously I've not thrown it out, but I was going to try and make the top one acoustic. I started doing that and then gave up, and I made a double neck acoustic Telecaster, acoustic and electric, which again I should probably bring out and... So there's a sort of strange echoey sound you get when you've got the bass. It's obviously sympathetic vibrations. It'll probably work the other way around. So if I turn on the guitar and play the bass, not the same way. Only works if they're perfectly in tune, I suppose, though. Yeah, I need to do some sort of wee loop. Get going on the loop pedal, seeing as I can play bass and guitar at the same time. So I might use this for both rehearsals I've got this weekend. I've got one on tomorrow night, Friday night, when playing with Voodoo Mist, playing the guitar. So I'll just turn up with this and just play the guitar. And I'm in with Sabbath on Sunday, where we're trying out a new singer. Hopefully it'll stick, a new Aussie, and I'll play this one. Obviously, as a sort of joke, I'll take in a spare guitar to the other band, a spare bass, and just in case it's too silly. But I don't see why it wouldn't work. Or if it doesn't work, I will find out by when I plug it into the big amp, play at volume. So I'll do a couple more jams with this. I was going to do it this morning, but just out of the blue, a new record arrived today. It's not even out till tomorrow. This is the new Baby Metal album, Metal Galaxy, and it's hilarious. There's one on it called Oh Man Jin, whatever it's called, and it's like I was pissing myself laughing. It's hilarious. It's like a sort of pirate sea shanty metal thing, totally unclassifiable. Just about all of the album, it's just nuts. Rock and roll. That's what I keep doing. The talk Scott I've been doing. Rock and roll.